Come on, man. What do you mean Baseball Stars 2, man? That's not a good game.
Stars 2.
All right. Hold on. This is Gary Heller, and were you the champion of Marble Madness?
You don't know the feeling that you get when all these people, they gather around you and they're just pointing and stuff. And it's like, wow, look at this guy, you know. They hear different sounds, you know, that they haven't heard, and you know, they see the game, but they never see anybody get by. Like this classic gaming thing at this hotel. And my buddy brought his games in. I was going to check it out on like Sunday night. But the whole clincher was like they had this scorekeeper dude from the Twin Galaxy scoreboard, you know. And he's like, man, you should get, you know, him to watch the game and everything and get a good score up. And I did like 146,000 or something. I don't remember at the moment. Maybe it was 143. But he wrote it down, and there was this dude there. The dude that holds like the Mappy and Spy Hunter high scores, Greg Bond.
Mm-hmm.
He was at that event. I think he's from New York or something. And I never, you know, King of Kong wasn't
Well,
out.
he's a good player though, man, right? He's good on like a bunch of games.
I didn't know him from anything. Like Jeff knew who he was. He'd seen him around or something, or heard of him. But here was this dude, and he wanted me to sign his scorebook. You know, like, you know, that he was there at the whole thing and history went down or something like that. Because he never saw anybody.
So you had
live.
no idea that score was like the number 2 or 3 score.
I didn't know anything. No.
Okay.
So he read. I was just.
So what year is this?
It's a rough game I like to play multiple times in a row. So I only played like 3 times the whole day or night or whatever. You just put everything into it.
It's only a couple of minutes,
like,
right?
Yeah, just like 3.5 minutes throughout the whole game. It's just a marathon sprint. Well, so I thought, you know, I'll check the scoreboard to put it up within a few weeks or something like that. Here I am at number 2. I never even checked before, and the gap was only like 6,000 points. And you know, you start thinking about this shit now. You're just like, well, that doesn't seem. I could shave some time off. Like every time I die, that's 1,000 points off the total or something like that. And every second that I save, that I get to the thing, like that's more bonus points at the end of the game. So
the math don't add up, right? I mean,
I could probably do this 156 or whatever if I really worked hard. Like this score was from like 1984 when the game was new and everybody was playing it or something. So I figure maybe, you know, but 6 months later I check back and there's like some ridiculous score up there that's. I did the math. Like the only way that I see that possible.
What's the score? Do you know in general, like a ballpark? What's the score that you're talking about for number 1?
I don't remember what it is. I think it's 180, somewhere around there.
Something a lot higher than what you deem as a possible score on Marble Madness.
There's only so much to the game. You know, there's no more enemies. There's no more things. There's only a certain ways that you can score points, and mostly it's by avoiding shit. And I did the math. And I was like, well, bam, there's your 30,000 points or whatever right there because it's on the wrong setting. And I'm pretty sure that that's what happened, but. How can you argue that? How do you know that?
Now, I don't want to vilify anybody because that's the last thing that I like to do. But I think that maybe that their mistake's been made. Is that what you're saying? A mistake's been made that needs to be corrected.
That's the thing is like, if this dude really did something like Mark Alpiger, I got in contact with him somehow. Somebody pointed me to him, and he like wrote this whole thing, and he forwarded me an email or something from the dude. That got the high score, and he alluded to some bullshit about like, I know certain tricks like in the silly race there's a way to get all the mini things to come at you instead of chasing away from you and shit like that. And I've played this game so many times. I've done so many.
What are we doing with this Marble Madness score? Are you gonna claim number 1? Do you think that you're gonna be able to get 180? Is it possible?
No problem.
No. How else could you get top score? You ever thought about invalidating the 180?
I tried writing Todd Rogers or somebody. I picked one. You know, I've submitted on the website and all that shit. Nothing. You know, they don't even. You know, I've submitted on the website and all that shit. Nothing. You know, they don't even. It's the only dude that really.
So I'm hearing almost hearing the sentence Todd Rogers doesn't care. That's kind of what you're saying.
Wait, I don't know that I submitted to that referee.
That's what I take away from it.
So don't quote me on the name.
Oh God.
It's not, it
well, you
said
the name. I didn't say the name.
Like I didn't really care. Todd Rogers.
Oh God.
It's not, it
well, you said the name. I didn't say the name.
Like I didn't really care. I was like, there's only like a select group of people in the world that are even gonna give a shit about, Well, Marble Madness is maybe like the top 20 in classic gaming. It's
Yeah,
definitely on
so
the
you're
list.
bowing out because you think that there's people in position to correct this mistake that are incompetent. So basically, you're saying
nobody wants.
you're
to,
not saying names. Well, you
Nobody's
did
going to
say
man
names,
up
but
and
you're not
say that
saying
they
names.
didn't check the settings. That's all I'm saying. It's like I would love to talk to the person that inspected the settings.
So they have
and
no accountability.
You know, it just ain't worth it to me to chase it. You know, it's chasing after something maybe that you're not going to get the answers that you want. Now, I don't want to make a big deal out of it to them either, you know, because I don't know, they're doing this for fun, but I think they fuck a lot of shit up too, and you got feelings are going to get hurt, and shit
And you don't
like
want to get
that.
spanked again, man. I mean, like, let's face it, man. That's getting spanked. Oh, 180, that's possible, even though it's
Yeah.
not. You know, Psh, he'll never try.
How can I make the dude do it live or any of that shit? You know, that's for movies. That ain't nobody gonna care enough about Marvel Madness to like make that movie. You know,
I don't know. A lot of people care about that.
I don't know. It's one of the classics. It's one of the classics, and I think that there's still like some estimation to be done. That's all. And I'll leave you guys with that. I want to thank Gary Heller, my good friend and co-pizza eater and Marble Madness champion in my book. Peace.